happened in the last lecture? Last lecture? Yes, anyone?
Example you took, the transitive and not transitive.
Okay, examples are done. When transitive is there, non-transitive. Transitive? Okay, types of relation you are talking about.
Yes, yes.
Okay, types of relation. So how many types we have? Yes. Can you repeat for me? It is first one
Sir,
is
first one was reflexive and irreflexive.
reflexive. Okay, correct. Next is
Irreflexive,
okay, irreflexive. Next is
symmetric,
symmetric. Very good.
antisymmetric,
Antisymmetric.
and not symmetric. And
Okay.
not anti-symmetric.
Not symmetric also, not antisymmetric also, and transitive one. Okay.
Yes.
So please repeat the definition. What is mean by reflexive?
Reflexive means a relation R on set A.
Whether my screen is visible to everyone?
No.
Okay,
No,
wait.
sir.
No, sir. No,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Just give me a minute. Okay, now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, what is mean by reflexive?
Reflexive relation means it is a relation R on set A in which
Okay,
A, B belongs to R for all A belongs to A.
very good. So I can write down A comma A belongs to the relation for all. This is the sign of for all. This is the mathematical symbol for all. A belongs to set E, and we know that R is a relation on A. Relation on E. That is common for. This is reflexive. What I am interested in? What is symmetric now? Yes. What is symmetric?
Relation on set A if A, B belongs to R.
A comma B belongs to R.
Then
This
B, A
implies
belongs to R.
then B comma A also a part of that the same relation. Okay, that is nothing but what? Symmetry. Now last one is what is transitivity or transitive?
Means if A is related to B, B is
A
related to
comma
C.
B is a part of a relation, and B comma C also is a part of a relation. Then yes,
A, C is part of relation.
A comma C also belongs to relation. Everyone understand this one now? Yes or
Yes, sir.
no?
Yes,
Anyone
sir.
any doubts in that? Reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Anyone? Everyone understand that? Okay. Now we have a more special class of a relation, that is nothing but equivalence relation. So write down definition of equivalence relation. I think you have heard that word, no? Equivalence. Equivalence relation. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, do you remember what is the definition of equivalence relation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please tell me.
Relation is
A relation,
reflexive, symmetric, and transitive.
correct. A relation R on set A. I just write down the proper definition. R on set A. So R is the relation on set A. It is nothing but it is the subset of A cross B. It's called as equivalence. It's called as equivalence relation if number one is what? R is that relation R is what? Reflexive. Correct. Number two, R is symmetric. And number three is R is transitive. If that three conditions is satisfied, then we call as my relation is equivalence relation. Okay. So write down first example. Example one. Everyone done with the definition, no?
Sir, can you wait for 1 second?
Yeah. Can I write down here? It's okay in a definition for.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I just write down. Consider the following relation. Consider the following relation on set A. They have given the set 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have given the relation also. The relation contains element 1, 1. Next is 1, 2. Next is 2, 1. Next is 2, 2. 3, 4. 4, 3. Then 3, 3 and 4, 4. So determine whether this relation is equivalent or not. Determine or check.
Means it should satisfy all conditions, reflexive,
Yes.
symmetric, and transitive.
Correct. That 3 conditions are important. So check whether given relation is equivalence or not. Tell me now how to solve this one or how to check. Yes, tell me how to check. Whether first check. So we are going to check for the reflexive. So condition 1, reflexive. Tell me whether relation is reflexive or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is reflexive. Tell me why it is reflexive.
Because all ordered pairs of the form A, A are present here, like 1, 1.
Yes, correct. You can see 1, 1 is there. 2, 2 is also there. 3, 3 is also there. 4, 4 is also there. So you can see for all A belongs to set A. For all A belongs to set A, A be a part of relation. Therefore, it is reflexive. Got it? Got it. What about
Means
next
for
one is,
reflexive, A, A condition is present.
yeah, symmetric. What about symmetric now? Whether it is symmetric or not?
Yes, sir.
It is symmetric. Check out.
Yes, sir.
1, 1, its opposite 1, 1 is also there. 1, 2. Whether 2, 1 is there? Yes, it is there. So it is also there. 2, 2, it is also there. 3, 4, 4, 3 is there? Yes. 4, 3, 3, 4 is there. 3, 3, yes. So for all A, B belongs to relation, we have what? What we have? B, A also belongs to the relation. So for all pairs, A, B kind of, which are the part of R, then it's reverse. B, is also a part of R. Therefore, it is symmetry. What about third one now? Tell me third one. Whether it is transitive or not.
it is, sir.
It is transitive.
Yes, sir.
See, 1, 1 is there, 1, 2 is there, so 1, 2 should be there. So whether 1, 2, yes, it has a 1. Okay. Now whether 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 is not there. So 1,
No, sir.
2.
No, sir, it is non-transitive. 2, 4 is not there.
2, 4. So tell me the sequence. 2
Why
goes
would we
to
need 2,
4. Why we require 2, 4? That is the
Yes, sir,
question.
it is transitive.
It is transitive.
Okay,
It is
okay. Someone,
transitive.
yeah, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. We will check it out. We will check it out. Someone is saying, I just cleared that doubt only. 2, 4. For 2, 4, you should have something related to 2 and that 2 related to 4. So whether do you have this pair? Okay. So what is that A here? Whether we have, okay, 1 is related to 2, whether 2 is related to 4 is there? No. You want 2 related to 4? No. So you want something like that pairs. Okay, or some you want something 2 related to some A and again that A related to some 4. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Got it, no? So this is not the case here. Okay. So let's check it out. You need to check it every element for every pair. So 1, 2 is there, 2, 1. So 1, 1 should be there. We have here 1, 1. So 2, 2. So 1, 2. So 1, 2 is there. There is no starting with the 2. So this is done. This is done. Now 2, 1. So check 1. So 1, 1. So 2 goes to 1. 1 goes to 1. So I get 2 goes to 1. That is nothing but the same. Again 2 goes to 1, 1 goes to 2, so 2, 2. So 2, 2 is also there. So this case is also done. What about this? 2 goes to 2, and again 2 goes to 1. So whether we have 2, 1? Yes, we have 2, 1. So 2, 2 over. Now 3, 4. So 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 3. So do we have 3, 3? Yes, we have 3, 3. 2 goes to 4, 4 goes to 4. So we should have 3, 4. So 3, 4 is also there. Similarly for this also, 4, 3. Are you getting? No, what can I write down here? Can
No,
I
sir,
write
getting.
down? Getting, no?
Okay,
Everyone?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone.
Sir, can you tell me of 3 and 4?
Okay, 3 and 4 I can write down here. See, 3, 4 is there, and also 4, 3 is there. So what I required? I required 3, 3, but it is also part of the relation. Again, 3, 4 we can take it. 3, 4, and 4, 4 is also there. So 4, 4. This belongs to a relation, but this implies 3 goes to 4, 4 goes to 4. Again, what I want? 3, 4. 3, 4. So whether 3, 4 belongs to relation? Yes, we have. It is also belongs to relation. Yes.
Sir, 2, 2 and 3, 4.
2, 2, and see 2 goes to 2, but 2 is not going to 3. No, so why you take 3, 4? What I want in transitive, A is related to B and B is related to C, so that B should be common. Then you should have A goes to C. Got it?
Sir, suppose there is 2, 1 and 3, 4.
2, 1. So I just write down here. Suppose you are saying in here it belongs to 2, 1 is also there and 3, 4 is also there.
Yes, sir.
So we have already, no? 2, 1 is also there and 3, 4 is also there.
So there should be 2, 4, no?
No, how see 2 goes to 1, whether 1 goes to 4, that why that 3 comes in the picture? What is transitive? Transitive is like that only. A goes to B, then B goes to C. This implies A should go to C. So the B is common. There is a path that B is connecting that A and C. So whether we have any connection here? No. Why? Because 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 is there. Got
Yes,
it?
sir, got it.
Got it?
Yes.
So we should have that connection. So I'll just erase that one. Okay. So anyone finding or anyone is have anything that it is not transitive? Okay, we have, see now 4, 3 and 3 goes to 3. So 4, 3 should be there. We have 4, 3 here. Okay, and 4 goes to 3 and again 3 goes to 4. So 4, 4. So 4, 4 is also there. Again 4, 4 we have 4, 4 and 4 goes to 3. So 4, 3 we should be there. So 4, 3 also there. So this is transitive. So this is transitive. Why? Since For all AB and BC belongs to relation, this will give us A and C also belongs to relation. Clean and clear? Anyone, any
Yes,
doubts?
sir.
So it is reflexive also, it is symmetric also, it is transitive also. This implies what? Given relation is
Equivalent.
equivalence.
Sir, I'm getting confusing in transitive.
Yes, you are getting confusing in.
Transitive. So
Yeah,
like
please.
2, 2 and 3, 4, if we take then 2, 4 is not there.
No. Again, you are getting same. You are saying 2, 2 and
3, 4, 2,
yes.
4 is
No. So let's repeat the transitive definition for you. What transitive definition says that A goes to B and B goes to C. What is common here? A starts from B and B starts from C. So that B is common here. Then this implies A goes to C, like that. Now, when you are saying 2 goes to 2 or 2, 2, whether 2, 2 and 3, 4, 3 is there, no, not 2. It should start from 2. A comma B and B comma C. Then I have AC. So that whatever the second element of the first pair and first element of the second pair should same. Then and then only we can go for AC.
okay, sir. Now I understand.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I give you next example?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
so
Write down next example. So little bit interesting one. Okay. So second example. The relation R, let R be a relation on A which is equal to Z. What is that Z?
Integer.
Set of integers. Okay. And what they have defined, R is a relation contain A comma B such that A is less equal B. A is less equal B. Check or determine whether R is equivalence or not. Tell me now.
No, it's not.
Why it is not?
So because it can be symmetric and it can be it can be transitive and reflexive, but not symmetric.
It is not symmetric. Can you give me any example?
So if we take 1, 2, so 1 can be less than or equal to 2, but not 2 cannot be less than or equal to 2.
So this cannot imply 2 is less than equal to 1. Okay, everyone got this?
yes, sir.
Okay, so how you can write down? So you have one example. So how you can write down? So for that purpose, very good. So here I'm going to discuss everything. It is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. But in your examination, if you have such kind of question, you can directly go with the answer. Okay. So it is your first time. That's why I'm discussing everything. Whether it is reflexive,
Yes, sir.
it is reflexive. Since why it is reflexive? Because A is less than equal to A always when A belongs to integers. So you can take any integer. That integer is less than or equal to itself. So it is reflexive. Okay. It is not symmetric. You can write down. It is not symmetric. When I talked about not symmetric, you can give the example, because since I'm taking the same example, 1 and 2 belongs to relation. You can write down. Why? Because 1 is less than equal to 2. But 2 comma 1 is not belongs to relation, because 2 is not less than equal to 1. Give the example, any counter example, when you are talking about not symmetric. Okay, so this is nothing but the example. So they will understand, yeah, they have an example, that's why it is not symmetric. Okay, you can take any number there. What about transitive? It is transitive or not?
Yes, sir.
It is transitive. How? See, A is less equal B and B is less equal C. So this implies A is less equal C. Therefore, A and B, suppose I am taking from the relation, and B and C I am taking from the relation. This implies what I am getting? A comma C belongs to relation. You can take A, B, C are numbers from Z. So this implies it is transitive. Okay, so this relation is not
Sir, can you tell that transitive part?
very simple. No, see, this is the what? This is you learn in the 6th standard. If A is less than equal to B and B is less than equal to C, so of course A is less than equal to C. You can
Yes.
take any numbers. So A is less than equal to B means what? This condition is satisfied. It means A and B belongs to relation.
Yes.
B is less than equal to C. This condition is satisfied. So B also belongs to B. C also belongs to relation.
Yes.
And B, what I'm getting, A and C. So A and C also satisfy this condition. It means A and C also belongs to relation. I just write down that AB belongs to relation, BC belongs to relation. This implies AC also belongs to relation, and that is what we have transitivity.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm taking ABC any Z. You can take any numbers from whether it is positive, negative, any number, no problem. So this is not equivalence relation. Got it? Everyone? Why this is not? Just because of symmetry. If it is symmetric, then it is equivalent. So less than or equal to is not equivalence relation. What about greater than equal to? What about greater than or equal to?
Same, sir, not equivalent.
Yeah, because same thing happens in the symmetric. 2 comma 1 belongs to there, but 1 comma 2 is not belongs to there, and rest of the thing are same. Okay. What about only strict less than is there if A is strictly less than B, whether it is symmetric?
No, sir, it won't be.
Okay, so can you give me an example of equivalence relation? Any relation, can you form any relation which is equivalence? Any relation which is equivalence?
The case where A and B are equal.
Correct, absolutely correct. So you can take for on any set on integers A is equal to B. So write down the next example. Example number 3 or 4. If A is equal to, you can take any number or you can take directly a set, no problem. We can take a set A is equal to Z and R contains all elements A and B such that A is equal to B. Whether it is equivalence relation. First one, whether it is reflexive. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because you can see You can take
Yes,
A, B, where A is equal to B. So 1 is equal to always 1, 2 is equal to always 2, 3 is equal to always 3. So it is there. What about symmetric? Whether A is equal to B implies B is equal to A?
Yes, sir.
Always, always. So it is symmetric. What about transitive now?
sir, it will be transitive also.
How? Because
Correct.
A is equal to B and B is equal to C. This implies A is equal to C. So this is transitive also. A equal to B implies B equal to A. And A is always equal to E. So this is what an equivalence relation. So any other example which is equivalence? Yes. Any other example? Do you know which is equivalence? So I just try to find a relation. A is equal to relation which has numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, such that and my R is the relation which contains A comma B such that A plus B is less than 4 or less than or equal to. Whether it is equivalence. Whether it is equivalence. Yes. Whether this relation is equivalence relation. Am I audible?
Sure.
Why it is not?
Because the condition of A plus B that should always be smaller than 4 is not satisfied.
Can you give me an example? Because my set is 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether, tell me whether it is reflexive or symmetric or whether which condition is not satisfied there. Whether it is reflexive.
No, sir.
What?
Not reflexive.
Why?
So because 4
elements
comma
can be
4.
Correct. Correct. 4 comma, or you can write down like that also. Not reflexive. Why not reflexive? Because this relation, that relation does not contain 4 comma 4. Whether 4 comma 4 belongs to that relation, not. So first it is not reflexive. What is the definition of reflexive? 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4 should be there. 3 comma 3 is also not there. So it is not reflexive. What can you say about symmetry? What can you say about symmetric?
it is symmetric. Sir.
It is symmetric
It is symmetric. Yes.
because A plus B is less than equal to 4. A plus B is less than equal to 4. This implies B plus C is also less than equal to 4. Okay. What about transitive? What about transitive?
No, sir, it isn't transitive.
Tell me example. So we have very simple question.
2,
Huh.
3.
1 comma 3,
1 comma 2, 2 comma 3.
1 comma 2 and 2 comma 3. Okay. So 1 comma 2 is less than equal to 4. Correct. 2 comma 3 is not less than equal to 4. Beta. 2 comma
Sir,
4.
it is transitive. Sir.
Okay.
But C would be equal to A always.
So for that purpose, you just need to think whether A plus B is less than equal to 4 and you have B plus C which should be less than equal to 4. whether this implies A plus C is less than equal to 4. Whether this condition is satisfied or not. That is what my question is.
Yes, sir.
Always? How?
Yes, sir, always.
How?
Because we are choosing A and B in a form such that it is always less than or equal to 4. So A plus C should satisfy it always.
Because okay. So any other person who wants to comment on that, whether it is transitive or not?
So like example, 1, 2 and 2, 2.
1, 2 and 2, 2. That's correct. Okay. So you can say if you add this, what you are getting, A plus 2B plus C is less than equal to 8. What equation you are getting? Okay. I need to eliminate that 2B. Okay. So I can find the value of B. What is the value of 2B? If I subtract that, so I'm getting the value of C. If I subtract that two equations, okay, first from second, so what I'm getting, A minus C is less than equal to 0. Am I correct? So A is equal to C. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm trying to get the equation in the form of A plus C. Okay. But I'm getting A minus C here because A plus B minus C. So I'm getting this equation. This is nothing but my first equation. This is nothing but my second equation. And we try to solve this equation one more time. If I substitute here, if I solve these two equations, so I'm getting, I want in terms of A and C, I want the value of B, but here I'm not getting the value of B. So to find the value of B is less than equal to 4 minus A, substitute here, A plus, what is it, 2 into, what is the value of B? Value of B is less than equal to, so it is not a value, so you cannot write down here. Okay. So this is not the case. Yes, anyone find the value of A plus C? How can find the value of A plus C? So I'm getting here A plus C is less than equal to 8 minus 2B. And what are the values of B? Values of B either 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I write down 1, so B is equal to 1. That time we have a problem. So 4. So 3, 1 and 1, 3. This is not satisfied. This is not transitive. See. Whether 1, 3 belongs to relation, whether that two terms belongs to relation.
Yes, sir.
3, 1 belongs to relation.
No, sir.
Why no?
Cause
Yes, sir.
yes,
3,
sir,
1
it
is
belongs. It
3
belongs.
plus 1 is 4. It belongs to 1, 3. It is also belongs to 4. Whether 3, 3 is belongs to.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
So that is how you can do simple calculation and find out the values of B. So what I did here, I just find the A plus C, which is less than equal to 8. So I just find what value of B I am getting here greater than 4. So if I B is equal to 1, I am getting 6 here. B is equal to 2 for 4. So only for 1, only for this case it is 2. So it is not transitive. Got it? Clear and clear?
Sir, can you tell equation 1 and 2?
Oh, see, this is nothing but my equation 1. That is what I have. Okay. A plus B is less than equal to 4. If AB belongs to relation, BC also belongs to relation, B plus C is less than equal to 4. My target is to show these two. So I
Okay.
just subtract that two equations. This equation minus this equation. But I'm not using that equation here because I'm not getting anything. Okay, so I just add that two equations. So A plus B 2B and C plus C, which is less than equal to 8. Okay, I find the value of AC. The value of AC is nothing but 8 minus 2B. So for what value of B, so my question I asked for myself, for what B I have this value left hand side greater than equal to 4. So I'm getting B is equal to 1. Correct. If I substitute B is equal to, I'm getting 6. But what I want 4. I'm getting 6. So B is equal to 1 is there. So B and B I substitute 1 here. So B I will substitute 1. If B is equal to 1, what is A then? 3, because this is what our condition is.
Yes.
So I find it's a trial and error method because the set is finite. No, you can find out all the elements. So this is not transitive. You can write down not transitive.
Sir, means we substituted 3, 1 and 1, 3 in the equation.
Yeah. So what is definition of transitive? This is the definition of transitive. Whether 3, 1 is less than equal to 4. Yes. So 3, 1 belongs to relation. 1, 3. So I can write them here for you if you want. So 3, 1 belongs to relation and 1, 3 also belongs to relation, but 3, 3 do not belongs to relation. That's why it is not transitive. Got it?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is not transitive. Anyone any doubts in that now? Relations. This is what we have relation. That's it. Up to equivalence relation. Okay. Now the closure part is not there. Closure, what is partial ordering? This part is not there. We have up to types of relation. So first we see what is relation, then what is inverse relation, and what is types of relation, and what is equivalence relation also. So we have one more thing is there to form a representing relation using matrices. So let's see, everyone done with that? Everyone understand that relation, whether it is equivalence or not? Okay. Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's one example for you to think on. Have you heard the word before? What is congruent modulo n? What is congruent modulo n? We have one example. I say the example here in the exercise. Congruent modulo n. Anyone heard that word before? Okay, no? Write down definition. So simple definition. For a given positive integer, you can take integer n which is greater than or equal to 2. So this definition is valid when n is greater than or equal to 2. So for a given positive integer which is greater than or equal to 2, two integers a and b I'm not going to write down in order pair. So integers a and b, so a is different, b is different, are called congruent modulo n. If a minus b, so you can do the subtraction a minus b is divisible by n. Is divisible by n.
Sir,
And
what
written
does
as
this? Okay.
okay, I just write down and written as a congruence to b mod n. So this Okay, yes, tell me now.
Sir, can you tell me this if a minus b is divisible by n? I didn't understand.
Okay, okay, very simple. Let's take an example. While solving the example, you will get the idea.
Okay.
So, okay, if I write down, suppose I consider 5 and 3, and my n is equal to suppose 2. They are saying greater than equal to 2. I just consider 2. So I can write down 5 is equal to 3 mod 2. The meaning of that is what? The meaning of it is what? If I find out 5 minus 3, a minus b is divisible by n, it is nothing but if I divide it by 5 minus 3 divided by 2, I will get some constant number. So meaning of this is nothing but what? A minus b divided by n, you are getting some constant, you can say it is k. Or you can write down a minus b is equal to n into k. That k is some constant. So you can see now here.
You
Five
can
is-
use any one formula.
Yeah, either you can use, these are the same now. So I just shifted that here.
Oh,
Divisible,
okay.
that is only the same thing. I just
Okay.
mathematical way. I
Sir,
just-
means in this case 5 minus 3 means a minus b, that's why n is equal to 2. We have done like that.
Yes. So what you do, you also do it like that only. If I divided, what can I say? You can write down this term, whatever I have written, you can write down in that way. 5 is equal to 1 mod 2. Yes or no? Whether that two equations the same. So what is 5 minus 1? A minus b divisible by n, no? So what is 5 minus 1? A is my 5, b is
4.
nothing but 4. Whether 4 is divisible by 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So meaning of this congruence relation. So we are going to use that relation in group theory also. We have group definition of group. Our next point is group. So that's why I just taken this as here. So here the meaning is what? So you can write down that A congruent to B mod n. You can also this can interpret as if I divide A to n, my remainder is B. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So it means, so suppose I write down here 7 congruent to dash mod 3. So tell me what would be the value here? You will get lots of, at least tell me one value. So what you need to do, you need to divide that 7 by 3. What is remainder remains? If I divide, how?
1.
Only 1.
1. Yes.
So you can add 3 into this now. So 1 plus 3 is what? 4. You can write down 7 congruent to 4 mod 3. Yes or no? Check it out. Whether this is correct, what I have written here.
Yes, sir.
7 congruent to 7 mod 3. This statement has no value. 7 is 7. How? That is always no.
Sir, can you tell the 7 congruent to 4 mod 3?
Yeah, simple. 7 minus 4. What is 7 minus 4? Whether 7 minus
3.
4 is divisible by 3?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yes, then it is
Yeah.
correct. The statement is correct. So
And
here
7
A,
minus 1 is equal to 6. It is
7 minus 1 divided by 3. Whether it is divisible by 3?
yes, divisible.
Correct. So this statement is correct.
Okay.
Got it? So you have anything 143 congruent to mod 7. So tell me what is that value here? So what you need to do, you need to find out 143 divisible by 7. 7
3.
to the 40. You are getting 0 3. Whether it is, yes, it is 3. Someone is saying, sir, it is 3. It is correct. I'm saying 143 also congruent to 10 mod 7. So you can make a bracket here. That is what the method. Whether this second statement is correct.
No, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Why no? Someone is saying no. Tell me why not? It should be correct. Okay. So next I'm going to write down it is 17 mod 7. It is correct. How it is correct? See, 143 minus 10. Whether this is divisible by 7, you are getting constant number. That is what my question. So you are getting 133 divided by 7. So what is 133 divided by 7? What it is? 7 1 is 7 and you
19.
get 6, 19 something you are getting. Correct. So it is constant. So it is correct. What about this? 17. So 143 minus 17. Whether it is divisible by 7. So what you are getting here?
126.
126. So whether it is divisible by 7?
Yes, sir. 18.
18. Correct. So this is what I'm doing here. So these all equations are correct. Same. Okay. So you can say here 143 congruent to 3 mod 7. 143 is congruent to 10 mod 7. Like that. In and clear? Everyone understand that congruent
Yes.
relation? So this is nothing
Sir,
but
means
what?
did you take any random numbers and then did it?
No. How? This condition should satisfy. No. How I did it?
No,
Very
like you
simple.
did with 143 and then.
Yeah. Because I know that. Oh, I just taken one random number. Suppose 157, and you wanted to find which is congruent to something mod. Suppose I can take 5. So I know that what is the test of 5? The last digit. So it should come 2. You can
Okay.
check it out. Okay, so that's why I find if I have the number A and N, I can find the number B. If you have
Means
any two, then I can find the third one.
Means
Yes or
it
no?
will be 157 minus 2, that is 155 upon 5, which will be k.
That constant number. You
Okay.
should get the constant number. You cannot write down here 3. Why? Because 157 minus 3, what it is?
154.
154. So if I divide 154 by 5, whether I'm getting constant number? Not. I'm getting 3 point something. The point is not allowed. I want constant k.
Okay, means decimals are not allowed
Not
in mod.
allowed. I want constant. No. Why? Because this is the reminder. If I divide 157 by 5, I'm getting 3 or 2 as a reminder. Check it
Okay.
out. This is nothing
Yes,
but what
it's
the
coming.
reminder. It's reminder.
Yes.
Okay, it's a reminder. Okay. So what if these are the equivalent statement? We are not going to use that also anywhere. But I just wanted to say that this is also a reminder, but this is not reminder. Why? Because here 7 is and n is what here? 7. And reminder is not greater than that 7. But it is still statement is equivalent. This statement is still equivalent. Why it is equivalent? Because it satisfies the condition. So sometimes we may give you such kind of statements and whether it is correct or not. So even if that 17 is bigger, reminder is bigger than 7, it means what? This statement by using definition is correct. But this statement and this statement are similar. Okay, that is what we are saying. Got it? Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So my point is what here. So that congruent relation means you need to understand this only. That 2 important steps. Yeah. A minus B divided by n, you are getting some constant number. Here also A minus B is equal to nk. Now my next question, that is I'm going to give you as a homework. I'm going to discuss here, but you need to solve this example as a homework. So write down, prove that whatever the above relation we call as a congruence modular ND relation. So write down is an equivalence relation. True, that means what? It is. Now tell me how to reflexivity. How to prove reflexivity? Yes.
Sir, first I think we need to apply the condition of reflexivity, that is a comma a.
So what is a comma b? It is true that it is congruence modular n. It means what? It means the R is the given relation such that it contains a comma b, where a congruent to b mod n. This is what we have relation. So my
Okay.
point is what? My point now is what? And it is on Z. You just consider this relation. You can take any positive integer, because why positive integer? So definition. Let's see. Let's go to the definition first. Definition in which Z then we consider. For any positive, n is greater than equal to 2. Everyone understand that statement? Positive integer. So you have a set. Z is nothing but positive Z only. Z plus which is n is greater than equal to 2. So n is greater than equal to 2. We need to check whether this happens or not. So for reflexivity, what I want a comma a belongs to relation. So this implies where, tell me whether it is reflexive or not. Then I will give you a solution. Whether a congruent to a mod n. That is what we wanted to prove, no?
Sir,
and
it
then-
will become 0. So will it be divisible? No.
It will be reflexive, I guess,
Reflexive.
because 0 is divisible by any number.
Yes,
Yeah, any
yes.
numbers are divisible.
Yes, so you can find out
Yeah.
a minus a is equal to 0. Okay, so this implies 0 divided by any number n. You are getting 0 itself. So my k is equal to 0 here. Yes or no? My constant is equal to 0. No problem. It is a constant. No, they are saying it is constant. It may be a positive constant, negative. It is a constant only. What I want, a constant. That's it. Got it, everyone? So whether it is reflexive? Yes. What about, we have everyone, I request everyone please write down your attendance in the chat box also. What about symmetry? What about symmetry?
It's symmetric.
It is symmetric.
Yes.
Okay, how?
Sir, suppose we have 5 and 1, any number. for that
Oh,
matter.
let A is congruent to B mod n. Okay, so what we want, B is congruent to A mod n. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
This is our target. So how to get this target? So it's
We will
congruent
get
to
the same answers.
A minus B divided by n is equal to some k. Okay, so this implies A minus B is equal to nk. Is it okay? Everyone understand this one? This statement? Huh?
Yes, sir.
So this is you are getting. I want what? I want B minus A is equal to some nk. Yes or no? So I have A minus B. So this implies I can write down B minus A is equal to some minus k into n. So I can write down B minus A is equal to n into some k instead of k1. So I'm getting this. K1 is the another constant. Whether they are saying constant must be same, any constant. No? So this implies it is symmetric.
Sir, why did we use K1?
Because that minus sign someone says or minus k आ गया ऐसे तो इस वजह से मैंने उसको एक k1 डाल दिया, another constant. They are saying just constant. positive, negative, 0, they are not saying about any constant. So that minus constant, so I just write down some positive number k1, that is a different constant than k. So that whatever k I am getting here and that k1 differs from the minus sign. That's it.
Means
Got it?
instead of minus k, we wrote k1.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Everyone got this? Why it is symmetric?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. So this is true. So when I get this, then I can go here. So b minus a is equal to some n into k1. So b congruent to a mod n, proved. And this implies it is symmetric. Now third one, that is the homework task for you, transitive. Show that whether it is trans. Don't take a number, sir. Because if you wanted to give an example that it is not transitive, not symmetric, that time you can give me an example. But if you wanted to prove, then you wanted to go like that in that way. How we are going for the symmetric one. If you are taking one example, okay, just like answer A and B belongs to A is congruent to B and B is congruent to A, and that's why it is true. You are saying 5 is congruent to 3 mod 2 and 7 is congruent to this, and if you do something and it's not like that, prove that statement like in that way. Okay, try to prove that. So what you want, you have A is congruent to B mod A, you have B is congruent to C mod N. What you want A is congruent to C mod N. Am I correct? This is your want and this is your homework. Okay, work on that. Clean and clear to everyone?
We
Yes,
need to
sir.
find A is congruent to C mod n.
Yes. When you have
Okay.
means what A is related to B, B is related to C, and C is related to A, you need to show it. That is what this thing, transitivity.
Okay.
Got it, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much. That's it for the today's lecture. We will meet tomorrow, and we will start group. Okay, in tomorrow's lecture.